Hey boys and girls, Screen913 here, and welcome back to Let's Read Lone Wolf, Book 9, Cauldron of Fear. Alright, you will instantly notice things have changed. That is because I no longer have internet connection at work. It's not a big deal, but I had to modify things a little bit, and I can't use the online version anymore. Luckily, Project Aeon has a downloadable version. You can download all 6 books of the Magna Chi series and just read them on your computer. Obviously the setup is a little different, as you can see. The actual text is over here, and we have a new kind of stat keeper style of system because I can't use the original one I used, but this is just fine. The combat system works here: random number table generator, combat skill, of course, your endurance points, and this is a neat little feature. It'll actually show you your percentage so we can see even better how well I'm getting my butt whipped. Alright, so, on to the voting. You guys were pretty solid in what you wanted this time. The majority of you voting in favor of invisibility, which will complete out the lower circle of Solaris, which gives me another combat skill and 3 endurance points, which puts my combat skill up to 27 without the use of the summer sword, of course, and my endurance up to a total of 40, which is nice, and believe me, we will need it. Alright, so, yeah, and you gave me the new weapon discipline as short sword. You guys wanted me to be the master of all blades, apparently. Good for you. Alright, just a quick recap. Our items are rope, potion +4, fire seed, meals, that's it. And I'm still using this for our permanent record, but I'm going to use this for the quick stuff, you know, combat and all that stuff, so I don't have to keep going back and forth. And you may have also noticed that I have some new music. I was getting kind of, not bored, but the music I was using really only ran about 38 minutes total, and when you're reading for like 2 hours, that just starts to get a bit repetitive. So I still have that music in there, but I went to my system and saw what other types of music I had, and I basically bumped it up to about 71 minutes, and I put it all on random. So you'll hear a lot of new stuff, but all stuff that fits the mood, I believe. And I think we are good to go, folks. Good to go. Trying to make sure I haven't forgotten anything. No? No? I'm ready. You ready? Let's go get us another lore stone, shall we? Alright then. A full moon lights the sky above Elizan on the evening you begin your journey to Tahoe. Its ashen rays glimmer along the polished wooden outriggers that run the length of the hull of the Skyrider and illuminate the crystal star ensign and the summerletting flag that flutters proudly from the mizzen mast. The elders of the High Council have gathered on the roof of the council chamber, and as you and Baindon climb to the boarding ladder to the skyship, you pause to return their farewell salute. Bosun Norlim, senior member of Baindon's crew of dwarves, welcomes you and his captain aboard. You guys remember him, don't you? Surveying the craft, you notice that the Skyrider has changed very little since you were last aboard her, when you sailed the desert skies of Vasagonia in search of the Book of the Magna Chi. The crew remember the voyage fondly and are justly proud of the part they played in the success of that perilous mission. Take the helm, Borson, and set a course for Navarosari, commands Baindon, as he leads you across the busy deck to his cabin at the prow. Swiftly, the light of Elizan vanishes under the sky as the Skyrider speeds into the night. A mile below, the jungle of Desi and the barren peaks of Ixulan Mountains race past beneath the keel, but in the comforting warmth of Baindon's cabin, you feel no sensation of movement. Only the hum of the powerful engine indicates how rapidly you are traveling. Over a delicious meal of salt beef and spiced fruit, Baindon explains the purpose of your journey to Navasari, a city that lies over 100 miles south of Tahoe. Our enemies are advancing across Magnamon like a tidal wave, destroying or carrying with them all in their path, says the blonde-haired magician, pointing to a map of the continent that adorns the cabin wall. Every day a new battle is being fought, and every day we lose another town or village to the Dark Lords. Before we venture into Tahoe, we must be sure that the city has not already fallen to the Dark Lord Nag, lest we fly straight into a trap. I have many friends in Navasari, reliable friends who are highly placed in the Senate of Anari. From them, we will learn if the city still stands, and if it does, how long we can expect it to resist, I guess. Yeah, resist. Sorry. Expect it to resist the Dark Lord assault. Good Lord, Baindon, you have like friends all over the place, don't you? You're friends with the magicians of Desi, you're friends with the dwarves, you're friends with God, you're just like the guy to know, right? Mid-morning the following day, the lookout catches a glimpse of Nevisari as the Skyrider emerges from the Yahoo Pass. Baindon takes control of the helm and steers the craft towards the east quarter of the city, landing it on a spacious roof of a magnificent star-shaped building that overlooks the river Cha. A group of dignitaries, resplendent in high-necked robes and green and yellow silk, greet your arrival. These are some of the friends whom Baindon spoke. Sadly, they recount the grim course of events that have recently befallen their country. In the far north, the town of Ressa was destroyed and its people massacred by the army of Gax. 2 days later, a similar attack was launched by a Vasigonian army from the town of Zila. They swept along the Anari Pass, burning and looting every village through which they rode, and giving no quarter to those who dared resist them. And 3 days ago, on the western border, a fierce battle was fought at the Slovarian town of Lovka for control over the bridge across the river Churdas. Shortly before midnight, the might of Dark Lord Nag's horde fell upon the Belugorod garrison. I'm sorry, I'm having trouble pronouncing words tonight. They fought bravely. By the dawn of the following day, all that remained of the town and its defenders was an anchor of scorched earth and a cart full of charred bones. The three enemy armies are now advancing towards Tao. President Toltuda and the head of the state has ordered an evacuation of all women and children from the capital and has begun strengthening the city's defenses to increase its chances of withstanding the impending siege. When Baindon tells of your intention to go to Tao, one of his friends offers a few words of caution. It would be unwise to attempt landing at the capital, he warns. Heavy bolt throwers have been positioned on every rooftop tower in case the city is attacked from the air. The Dark Lords captured Suntina in such a fashion, and the Taoris have learnt from the neighbor's misfortune. Skyships rarely visit Tahoe, which makes it all the more likely that your craft would be mistaken for a hostile attacker. After long deliberation, you and Baindon decide to leave the Skyrider at Nevisari and journey to Tahoe by horse. Nolrim is left in charge of the craft and crew, with instructions to wait here for your return. If Tao is besieged and he has not received word from you after 2 weeks, he is to return to Desi and report that your quest has failed. And then they have a picture of, I'm assuming, people fleeing the town. Are you sure, Baindon? You really want to go with me? Because you guys know what happens to pretty much everyone that decides to travel with Lone Wolf, right? Pydo was the only one that made it through almost the whole adventure. Yes, Baindon did survive Book 5, but he was only there for part of it, so I'm not sure that counts. In any case, early next morning, you and Baindon climb into the saddles of 2 white Anarian steeds provided by his friends and set off for your 2-day ride to Tao. Less than an hour after leaving Nevisari, you see a long line of wagons approaching. They are escorted by a troop of cavalry, and each one is crowded with women and children. If you wish to stop and question these people, if you wish to ride past... No, I want to question them. Excuse me, how horrible was it? Did you lose family? You have a smudge on your face there. Is that from your burnt down house? Oh, Lone Wolf, too soon. God. The officer in charge of the mounted escort rides forward to meet you. He wears silvered Anarian mail and a winged helm embossed with the crest of Tao. "Hail, Captain," says Baindon, upon seeing his crown-shaped badge of rank. The man narrows his eyes and regards you both with suspicion. He is about to reach for his sword when a woman shouts from the leading wagon. "Baindon! Baindon, is that you? Good God, Baindon! Do you know everyone in the world? You could probably go to the bottom of the ocean and there would be a crab there going, 'Baindon! Buddy! Haven't seen ya!'" Ah, this man gets around. Your companion recognizes the woman and returns her wave. Lortha, by the stars, I had not expected to meet you here, he says in a surprised tone. Oh, please, Baindon. You meet people wherever you go, apparently. You'd think you'd get used to it. The captain relaxes his guard and motions for the wagons to move on, anxious that his entourage not be delayed on the highway. You can fall in with us or save your reunion till we reach Navisari, he says curtly, and rides on without waiting for further reply. Lothra is a wife of Chiban, a famous Taoese magician. He was my mentor when I lived and studied in the city, says Baindon. Okay. So you lived in that city too, did you? God, man. Do you have like a collection of postcards? Because you would probably not have enough room in your house for him. If you wish Baindon to talk to this woman, of course. Why would... No. No, you can't talk to her. We must press on. No, you can talk to her. Baindon rides alongside the crowded wagon and talks to Lorthra as the procession continues on its way to Navisari. After a few minutes' conversation, she hands him a scrap of parchment and they bid each other farewell. They are the last of the evacuees, he says, as you continue your ride north. They expect the enemy to reach Tao in 2 days' time. They've already seen Gak scouts, and early this morning a squadron of Kran was sighted high in the western skies. She advises us to steer clear of the village called Sidara. It's rumored to have already fallen to the enemy. And she also gave me this. Baindon hands you a scrap of parchment. It contains a few lines of Anarian script, an address, and a signature. It's an invitation to stay at Chiban and Lortha's house in Tao. It may be useful when we reach the city gate. Mark this invitation on your action chart as a special item you carry in your pocket. If you already carry a maximum number of special items, you must discard this one in favor of a new item. Oh, you know, that is a good point. I only have 2 slots left. Because we almost have... You can only carry, I believe... What, 16 special items? Yeah, that's what it shows here. No, 12 special items. And I've already got a lot. So we'll mark the invitation. I might have to give up something soon. God, that's going to be hard too because all these special items are fantastic. Maybe I could give up a quiver and just not use my bow. Or maybe I just give up the padded leather and lose 2 endurance points. I'm not giving up the dagger of Vivashna. I'm not giving up the summer sword or the silver helm or shield or any of that stuff. Once I have Nexus, I suppose I can give up the platinum amulet. But you guys haven't given me that, have you? No, you haven't. Okay. Alright, continue your journey to the north. For 3 hours you ride without pause or rest along the Tower Highway. On either side, the whispering grasses of the Inari plain stir lazily in the thin breeze of morning. Villages are few, but wherever there are trees, you are sure to find a group of huts nearby. The highway descends along the ridge towards the corpse of stunted trees, where a circle of simple dwellings have been built around a well. At your approach, a bell is sounded, and several peasants appear, each holding a basket of assorted wares which they urge you to buy. You wish to examine the wares? Yes, I wish to examine the wares. The villagers swarm around you like hungry locusts, pleading with you to buy their humble goods. Most of the baskets contain food with a greasy, off-putting smell, a small earthenware flask full of boza, a pale yellow wine, and a bouquet of sour milk. Blech. Those villagers that are too poor to offer any goods at all simply cup their hands and beg for money. For every 1 gold you spend here, you can purchase 2 meals or 1 flask of boza. If you wish to give the beggar some money... Yeah, I don't need any meals, but I'm going to give the beggar some money because I always feel bad. I think Squeeper's getting to me. Deduct from your action chart how many gold crowns or loon you wish to give the poor villagers. I'm going to give them... What do I have? I have 48. I'm going to give them 20. You guys are like, what? Well, I don't need gold that much. And in a time like this, I'm sure they could probably use a lot more than I could. So, like I said, Squeeper's starting to get a hold of me. If you give them 3 or more gold crowns, slightly more than that, yes. The wretched beggars are overjoyed with your generosity, and their grimy faces beam with delight as quickly they share out your gold. Oh, good. At least they're sharing. Good for them. An old crone tugs at your sleeve and points with a crooked finger towards a small wooden hut set apart from the rest. She says it's the home of their shaman, the village holy man. She offers you to take you to him to receive a blessing. If you wish to go to the old woman... Sure, I wish to go with the old woman. With a bony fist, she raps loudly on the door of the hut. Inside, a croaky voice bids you enter.